Hello everybody and welcome to ISpeakSpokeSpoken.com. My name's Dan and I'm your teacher for today. Now I've been teaching for a long time, 25 years in fact, so I will be able to help you with your English speaking and English learning as best I can. Now today we're going to look at how to write emails, and actually we're going to give you some ready-made sentences in order to be able to put the perfect email together. We're going to look at the beginning, how to open an email, how to give information, how to ask questions, and how to get people to answer your email, and also how to close the email successfully and professionally if you want, and also be clear and polite in the same way. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to have a look at the greetings and opening lines of the email. So for example, if you need to start your email, it's a very nice way to say, "Dear whoever it is, maybe Mr. Smith, I hope this email finds you well." Now this sentence, "I hope this email finds you well," might sound a little bit strange, but it's actually very popular to use, especially with British English. Now it means, and it's taken from many years ago when people used to send letters, so I hope the email gets to you okay. It's just politeness, but it's very nice, and people like to see this in the email that they receive. So I hope this email finds you well. Or you can say, "Hello Mrs. Smith, I trust you're having a productive day," or week, or month, or however you want to say it. Week is probably better because you're assuming that the person is working kind of a certain amount of time. But productive, let's have a look at this. The pronunciation is important, and have a look that here is where you put the duck. Productive, this is where you put the strength. So trust you're having a productive week. Now this is actually quite, it's actually used a lot, but maybe you're using it with somebody you've not spoken to before, or maybe you've used it with somebody who's a bit more distant from you in a formal way. But it's a useful thing to know. So again, remember we've got so dear, hello and hi. These are kind of three levels of formality. So dear Mr. or Mrs., hello Mr. or Mrs., or maybe here, hello, you might say hello Steve or hello Sarah. So use person's first name. Hi, I think, is again a little less formal. So hi John, hi Steve, hi Mary, whatever. I hope you had a great weekend. Again, a little bit more informal here as well. And this is a great way to start when you're emailing a colleague or you're emailing somebody that you often speak to. So I hope you had a great weekend. Okay, so just before we move on, let's have a look at this level of formality. So we've got dear here, which is, like I said, quite formal. And then that goes to the little bit less formal hello. And then we have, let me just get rid of this actually. We've got something we don't want. And then we've got hi. So formality levels kind of go like this. So this is formal. And this is sort of less formal. Okay, so actually, in our country, in the UK, people are pretty much, I would say, less formal generally. And we would always say either hello or hi in an email to someone, even someone we don't know. Now, I know that in other countries, people are a little bit more formal. So please don't forget this introduction, because it's actually quite useful, especially if in your country it's more expected. Or if you're working internationally and you're not sure, it's always better to go formal. Always better to be more formal than you think, just in case, because you can never be too formal, right? It's probably better to be too formal than be not formal enough. Okay, so let's have a look at introductions. How do we introduce ourselves? So there are many ways. If you don't know the person, of course, you've got to tell them who you are. So my name is, and I'm reaching out to you regarding such and such. So regarding this or regarding that. That's a nice way to start. Now, we can break it up a little bit. You don't have to do it all in the same way. So my name is Dan, for example, and I'm reaching out to ask you or to you regarding this. So you can stop here and then you can talk about other things. So I'm reaching out to you, ask you this, or I'm reaching out to say, or I'm reaching out to find out. So this can go off in many different directions here, for example. But we've got regarding the subject. So regarding is like to do with, so something to do with. So my name is Dan and I'm reaching out to you. I'm literally reaching with my hands, you can say, to you regarding this topic or that topic. So have a look at the pronunciation, it's quite important. So reaching out, this reaching, as you know, reaching almost like this. Regarding, so regarding, to do with, about. It's a nice way to say about. So reaching out regarding whatever subject it is. I'm reaching out regarding learning English, for example. Okay, so that's, again, a little more formal. So my name is a nice formal way to start. If you're talking to somebody you don't know, but it's a little bit less formal situation, and you know this, you can say I am or I'm. So I am can become I'm, okay? So I'm Dan, and I'm reaching out to, or I'm asking you this or that. So I am and I'm is kind of interchangeable. So I'm Dan, and I work as teacher at your company. So for example, you're just kind of introducing yourself in this way. So you're saying who you are, what you work as, and where you are. So I'm Dan, I work as a teacher at ISpeakSpokeSpoken.com. So the next part of your email is to share your reason for writing. So you've already said who you are, you said what you're doing and why you're writing, for example. You need to expand on this, why you're writing to this person. So I'm writing to inform you about. I'm writing to inform you about. And if you notice, you have this I am, which can all again become this I'm. It's perfectly okay. If you're using I'm again is okay. We did talk in previous videos, you might find it, about formality of contractions. So I and I am and I'm. But actually in this situation, it's okay to contract here because most people will. And you'll find that even in official letters, you will have this contraction with I am to I'm. So I'm writing to inform you about whatever the subject is. Now this is kind of an important and very useful phrase because it's used a lot. And if you want to tell somebody why you're writing, it's one of the best ways to do so. If you have something you need to discuss, then the second one would be a good idea. So I would like to discuss a certain topic with you. Discuss, and the strength is on the second part of the word here. Now remember, this word would doesn't have the sound on the L. You don't say would, you say would. You literally don't use the L at all. So this is not used, this is not spoken. So when we write it in phonetic, we have it like this. So we use would. Okay, let's just make this one a little bit nicer because that came out strange. So yeah, would. You don't say would. You don't use this L at all. It's silent completely. Okay, I would like to discuss a certain topic with you. And that's a very nice way to introduce something that you want to talk about. Okay, another great way to start your email or to introduce your reason for writing is to say, I'm contacting you to request, or I'm contacting you regarding. Now, if you're going to use ing on the end, so if you're going to say regarding or inquiring, I wouldn't say inquiring actually, it's probably not the best thing to say to you. So I'm contacting you to request. If it's to, there's no ing. So if you're saying regarding, then you would write it like this without to, okay? Because as soon as you use the ing, the to is not available to use. So I'm contacting you regarding, or I'm contacting you to request information and documentation for whatever you need to have. Okay, useful phrases for reason for writing. Now, how are you going to request information or action from the person that you're writing to? Well, this is where we get into these other phrases. Now, remember, we're looking at levels of formality again, and if you're writing for a slightly more formal subject, the person that you're writing to, then you would say, could you please inform me, or could you please provide me certain information? Thank you in advance. This is a very useful phrase, thanks in advance, because it's suggesting that they're going to do what you're asking them to do. So it's a good way to get them to do what you want. It's always great to say, looking forward to hearing from you, thank you in advance, because these phrases kind of make person psychologically feel that they have to act, okay? Now, the problem is there are two sides. One, they are kind of overused, so some people might just ignore them, but they do psychologically make you feel that, okay, I've been thanked, I need to do this thing for this person. So it's a great way to get what you want. So could you? Why do you say could you and not can you? Well, actually, it's because can you is something you would probably use on somebody who is either level with you or possibly that you are a manager over. It's a direct way to ask something. It's not as polite as could you. So could you, might you, may you, of course, is more polite, but could you and can you are literally two different levels of politeness. Can you is more informal. And it's also used for when you're talking to somebody who is used to you asking them to do things. But could you is when you're talking to somebody you don't know and you want something. Okay, I would appreciate if you could send me something by a certain date. I would appreciate. This is a great way to talk about how you would feel if somebody does this thing for you. Another technique to get somebody to do something you want them to do. So I would appreciate if you could. Again, could instead of can. And again, we don't have this L. We don't say L. We say it's like this. It's actually using, here we are. Okay, so could we use instead of saying could. You don't say use this word, don't use L. So number 11, let's have a look at the last one in requesting for information. So would it be possible for you to do something for me? So would it be possible for you to give me, or would it be possible for you to provide me with, or for example, something like this. Remember, you can kind of mix and match these. If you like this form, but you also want to say this, excuse me, you can say, would it be possible for you to provide me with? You don't have to stick to one or the other. Just make sure your level of formality is matching in some way. Because if you say, hi guys, and then you say, I would like very much if you, that sounds a bit strange because it's kind of different. But actually here you can mix and match if you wish, depending on your needs. So your assistance would be greatly appreciated. Nice and polite way of asking somebody to help you. Maybe psychologically not as powerful as thank you in advance, actually. Because thank you in advance suggests that they've done it and you're thanking them for it already. It's like this gratitude thing, you know? Okay, guys, before we carry on, let me just tell you that all these phrases that we're teaching you today, you can actually copy and paste into your own email. So if we have a look at the slides that we started with, we've got the greetings, introduction, and we've got the reason for writing, which we'll come on to in a second. We've been through. And then sharing details. You can take a sentence from each of these and you can make yourself an email right now if you wanted to. All you'd have to do is fill in these gaps. So you can have a practice when we finish the video. Just see if you can write something and see if it makes sense. You can post it in the comments and we can have a look at it. Why not? Okay, so let's go on to sharing details. Now, just before I go on, remember everything that we see today is on that I above and also in a link underneath the description if you're on your mobile. So please find attached the report you requested. So you've shared something that somebody has asked for. This might come as an answer from a previous email, for example. So please find attached. This part here, please find, is a nice formal way to say, I have sent you something. It's a very nice way to say that it's not so clunky. It's not so, I don't know how we say it in English, but it feels good. It feels nice. You feel special when somebody says this. Next one, I would like to update you on the progress of, for example, the task. I'd like to update you on the progress of our report or the progress of our project. So update, it's very important to say that the part of update that you have strength on is the date part, second part, and progress. Progress is here, so progress, again, that's beginning. So I would like to update you on the progress. I would like to, again, remember the pronunciation of would, it doesn't have that L in it. And actually this is a nice way to just be formal, and it's not super formal, but it's polite and it's a good way to talk to colleagues. Okay, number 14, here are the details for the event, the meeting, date, time, location, whatever. The details is usually to do with things that people need to know to do something. So I'll send you the details later, you might say. And then when you do write the email, you say, here are the details for, or here are the details you requested, maybe you could put, okay? You requested. Here are the details you requested. So you can even say, here are the details for certain time, or here are the details you requested for. So we can put that here, okay? It doesn't have to be as we say, it can be slightly different. And then you put your event, your meeting time, your time and date in. We have other videos that cover how to talk about dates and times in English as well. Okay, so how to close your email. How to close it so it sounds professional, so it sounds polite, and it sounds clear. Well, actually, you can offer something. You say, if you need any assistance or any further information, please do not hesitate to contact me. Do not hesitate means do not think about it, just do it. It's a very nice and polite way. We know it and we're used to it, but it's kind of nice to see. So if you need any further information, we say further rather than more, because more information is okay, but further information seems that it suggests I've tried to give you as much as I can. If I say more information, it's like I'm almost saying that I haven't sent you everything you need. Further information suggests there might be something I haven't thought of that you know better than I do. It's polite in that way. So please do not hesitate to contact me. Okay? Hesitate. Hesitate. And it starts with a strong in the beginning of the word. Okay. Should you have any questions, feel free to reach out. This is quite a new phrase, reach out, but it's useful and everyone uses it at the moment. So make sure you use it in your emails. Reaching out is meaning basically contact me. Don't worry about any time of day, just reach out to me. So should you have any questions, reach out. Should you have? Now, can mean two things, but in this sense, it means if you have any more questions. Now, because it's more formal, we use should instead of if you. It just makes it a little bit more formal and quite nice. I wouldn't use if, I would use should. It's much better. Okay, so how to finish your email politely? Well, there are a few ways, and these are the most typical that you will see. You will probably, if you've ever received an email in English, you will probably know these already. So, thank you for your time and consideration, or thank you for your time, especially if you're asking for something. It's a very nice way to say consideration. Consideration, okay? Consideration. We've got the schwa sound here, consideration. And it's a nice kind of, it's a good word actually to use. Thank you for your time and consideration. This is, like I said, it's a nice formal way to just be appreciative of people reading the email to the end, because that's quite rare. And if you can get them to do that, then that's a good thing. Okay, I look forward to your response. I look forward to your response. This look forward to, like I said before, it kind of gets people into the mindset of, yes, I need to reply because this person's kind of waiting for me. Doesn't always work, but it can do. So instead of saying, I look forward to your response, talking here, you can say, for example, hearing from you. Yes, I look forward to hearing from you. Oh my God. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you soon. You can say if you want. This is optional. Actually, it's not impolite to use soon, but it also gives this sense of tension if you want somebody to reply to you quickly. And it's also still quite polite. It's okay. Okay, the last one, we have best regards and kind regards. Now you can use both. Some people just use regards, but you must remember two things. You must remember to capitalize here, and you must remember your comma here, because it's part of the form, and the form's important. People will forget it, you will see emails without it, but you know, we're taught it for a reason, and it's because it's important to have some things that are formatted in a polite way. And usually then you put your name, either in an email you can put it under there here, or you can put it at the end here. Most people just do another line and put it under there. So there we have it, some really important and useful phrases which you can literally just copy and paste, and you can make your own email. Like I said, have a go. Post your attempt in the comments below, and we'll have a look and see if you've managed to do something quite good. I think you'll be okay. I think it'll be great. So good luck and see you soon.